So class, let's look at 7.4 part 4, and this will be the last part to our 7.4 series that we've been working on. So now we're going to focus on finding any term in the expansion using that binomial theorem. So remember when we did the expansion in the last part, part 3, we're at x plus y to the ninth. Remember this 9, this leads us to how many terms there's going to be. There's going to be n plus 1 terms. So there's actually going to be 10 total terms. So when I write all this out, I'm going to have 10 terms total. Well, say I only want to know, well, what is the fourth term? All right, well, we can expand it all the way out until we get to that fourth term and go from there. But we can use what we know about expansion and only calculate what that fourth term is going to be. So just to recall, if we were to expand this, remember our first part was the n choose r, so 9 choose 0, and this is my n, and this is my r. And then the next one, I'm going to have n minus 1, and then it's going to add up to be this is my r. Those exponents are going to add up to be 9 every single time. All right, so we can keep going, keep going. Well, this was my first term. This was my second term. This is my third term. This is the fourth term. So let's look at the exponents. Well, we know the exponents are going to add up to be 9. So our 6 plus 3, yep, we know that's going to be 9. This is the fourth term. We can see that in our expansion. And let's focus on this piece right here. Well, this is y cubed. So for our fourth term, our value is actually 1 less than the term we're on. So y cubed, the 3, is 1 less than the 4 for our fourth term. All right, so that gives us an indication right there. We know based on the number of terms, if they said the fifth term, well, I know my r is going to be 4. If they said the second term, I know my r is going to be 1. So as long as we know that r, we can go and do everything from there. So them telling us what term it is, we know right away what r is going to be. So let's actually look at one. Find the seventh term, so I know my r is going to be 6, in the expansion of a plus 2b raised to the 10th. So I don't need to break this all out, find the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, which is the one I want. I don't even need to do all of this. I can immediately jump to what my seventh term is going to be. And I can do that because I know then that my choose piece, it's going to be 10, which is my exponent. 10 choose 6. So I know the seventh term, r is going to be 6. A is going to be my first piece. 2b is going to be my second piece. The exponent on 2b is 6. If I know my exponents have to add up to be 10, then this has to be 4. So 10 choose 6, a to the fourth, 2b to the sixth. So let's work this out a little bit. 10 choose 6. Remember, 10 choose 6 again. When we did that, that was 10 factorial. And then in our denominator for our factorial piece, we're going to have r factorial, where r was 6. And then n minus r. So my n was 4 minus r factorial. So n minus r factorial. Remember, this is my n, and this is my r, so 10 minus 6 factorial. So this is 10 factorial all over 6 factorial times 4 factorial. All right, and this is one that we can do in our calculator. So if we put in our calculator 10 factorial, that's going to be a big number, but we can do that. So I do this, my 10 factorial, my numerator is going to be this really big number, 3628800. So 3,628,800, all divided by 6 factorial times 4 factorial. and that ends up being 17,280. So this is just the first part. This is just getting us this factorial piece. So I do that there. So this ends up being 210. So I have 210, 8 to the fourth, and now my b. So 2b raised to the sixth power. This is 2 to the 6, b to the 6. So 2 to the 6 is 64. So this is 64b to the 6th. And then the very last step, I can multiply these two numbers together because these are all being multiplied. So 210 times 64 ends up being 13,440, a to the fourth, b to the sixth. That is my seventh term if I were to expand this out completely. So finding one single term is a lot easier than expanding out everything, much less tedious because sometimes we're just focused on finding one specific term. So take a look at a few problems in MathXL. This will be our last MathXL assignment and work through these. And then I'm going to have one additional assignment for us to work on as well.